Hey friends, it's Mrs. Cantrell, or should I say Dr. Cantrell, from the Appalachian University Hospital. I'm wearing my doctor's coat and my mask today in honor of all of our superheroes out there that are taking care of everyone in this strange time in our lives right now. But you know what? There's tons of other superheroes too. Moving on, though, let's talk about our book. I read a little bit of Goat in the Garden from Animal Ark last time, and I'm going to pick up where I left off. However, I'm not going to show you the book because, as you can see, this book has lots of words in its chapters and very few pictures. So I promise when there's a picture, I'll show it to you. There is a picture on the front. And to catch you up a little bit, Mandy was out riding her bike while her dad was running, and while he was taking a break, she decided to ride up the road a little bit. But when she got there, she heard a commotion, and this is what she heard. The commotion was on the far side of the hedge. There were noises, trampling, shovings, and more outraged roars. "Now look what you've done, Dennis. You've let it get near the house." Curiosity overcame fear, and Mandy pedaled for the gap in the hedge. What was going on? Who was shouting? What goat was this? She peered over a low wooden gate marked "Private" on the perfect landscape gardens of Upper Welford Hall. Every bush, every shrub was clipped and knew its place. Every pear tree was neatly pinned to a wall. Every creeping willow knew to weep over its own special section of water. There were ponds and stone statues. There were paths to sundials. There were low walls and hedges, grassy slopes, and empty but perfectly dug flower beds still caught in the grip of this late snowfall. And there, by the main entrance to the lovely old hall, was the goat. "Stop it!" The same man was roaring. "Dennis, it's eating the ivy!" He stood on the vast front lawn, waving his arms. "I tell you, I'll wring its neck." When I envision him waving his arms, I don't imagine him just doing this. I imagine him like shaking his fists at it because he's very upset. Dennis was creeping up on the goat from behind. The goat was black as tar. The driveway and front steps were frosty white. The goat reached up for a choice nibble of a tender ivy shoot. It pretended not to notice Dennis. Dennis, in overalls and a blue parka, seemed to think all fours was the best for catching goats. He put up a warning hand to tell the roaring man to be quiet. The goat munched on. There was not much green around for a goat to munch at this time of year, and the ivy was a special treat. Mandy watched him, admiring his graceful head, his long legs. Dennis crept forward. He lunged. Nimbly, the goat sidestepped, and Dennis fell flat on the gravel driveway. Mandy put her hand up to her mouth. Now was not the time to laugh out loud. "Clumsy fool!" the angry man cried. He was red in the face. The wind caught and ruffled his carefully combed thatch of gray blonde hair. He watched in dismay as the black goat skittered sideways and headed for the fresh ivy on the far side of the imposing stone doorway. But now the two men abandoned caution and went for more direct approach. No more stalking their quarry. No, this time they charged, one from each side, running full tilt toward the quietly grazing animal. Mandy glanced sideways. Her dad had come up the land to find her. "Shh," she said, pointing. They watched a kind of cartoon ballet in the white garden. Men lunged, goat danced sideways. Men ran and waved their own arms. Goat shook his head and skipped out of reach. Men pursued goat. Goat kicked his heels, crashed through a tiny hedge across a bed of rhododendrons. Deep footmarks everywhere. Men fell down on frosty slope. Join in next time to see what happens. Do you think they'll catch the goat?